Joe Hopkins here, and I recently heard it said that Youngblood is bringing rock back. Now, nothing against Youngblood, right? I think that's a dumb statement to make personally. I like Youngblood. I like his music. My wife bought tickets for us to go see him in June here, and I'm looking forward to it. I really like the guy. I respect what he's doing. I think he's pretty cool. But I mean, there's a lot of bands that are really rocking pretty hard these days that aren't terribly well known. I wanted to go over, I'm not saying these are the 10 best, but they're 10 that I particularly like. I'm gonna have a drink. If you want, go get a drink. Have a drink with me. We'll go over my list. We'll have a yeah. It's nice. I got a day off. Day off for work. I don't have to shoot my video and then go to work. I can just chill. So anyway, 10 bands that I really like that aren't terribly well known who are bringing rock back. Most of these are newer bands too, rather new. They're not in any particular order. I'm just going to go through 10 of them. One that I've really liked for a while now. They're not as new as some of these other bands, but the Blue Stones. If you've heard of them, then you know they rock. They've been around for a little while. I think I've been listening to their stuff for like almost 10 years now. So they're not a new band, but I really like their stuff. I really like their style. It's definitely a really hard rock kind of, rocking kind of sound, and it can be kind of moody sometimes too, which I like. Not everybody does the moody thing, and the people who do don't always do it well. This is good stuff. I like the feel to it. I like the sound of it. Right? It's funny, when I'm talking about new bands, sometimes I still think of stuff that came out 20 years ago. I'm showing my age. But the Blue Stones are not new, but some of these others are. They're rather new, and you might not have heard of them. The next one, Sludge Mother. Yeah, if you like grunge, 90s grunge, yeah, obviously these cats are really in to the whole 90s grunge thing, but putting a newer spin on it. I really like the vibe of it. It's very rockin', very grungy. They remind me a lot of Alice in Chains a lot of times, and I mean that in the best way possible, right? Definitely a band that is rocking the hell out of things. They're worth taking a look at. They're worth checking out. Just so you know, I don't know the names of a lot of the members of these newer bands. It's not like it was when I was a kid. I knew the names of the singer and the guitarists and the drummer and all that stuff. Now, I don't know. I don't know where they're from. I don't know much of anything, but I really like their music. Sludge Mother is a band that is really, really cool. They're not, one thing with them, they're on YouTube. It can be kind of hard to find them on streaming. My wife found them on Spotify. They're on Pandora, but I wanted to set up a channel, put them on my channels list, because I really like their stuff, and it wasn't available as a channel yet. So apparently they're pretty new. I heard of them like 6-7 months ago. So apparently they're fairly new, just getting into it, and yeah, check out Sludge Mother. I'm totally cool with promoting them. I think they're quite excellent. I really dig their stuff a lot. I'm hoping they have a nice long career, because I like what they're doing. The next one, number 3, Eva Kiss. I trusted light to fix what. Cool name, and cool music. She's another one that really kind of rocks and gets kind of that, once again, that kind of moody feel. A lot of this newer rock, a lot of them, their influences are kind of, they're wearing them on their sleeve a bit. And you get a lot of that whole goth emo attitude but a lot of times with a harder rock kind of sound. You know what I mean? And I like that. I like the mix of influences that a lot of these newer groups have, and she's one of those. I really love her voice. I like the music. Once again, she's another one. Eva Kiss. I'm really hoping she has a nice long career. I'd like to hear more of her stuff, and I'm really hoping that she, if she does get popular, if any of these people get popular, I'm hoping they don't get to that point where they start aiming more at what will be commercially viable, right? I'm hoping they don't do that. Do your thing, and don't. Yeah, how many bands have done that? They start to get big. Panic at the Disco kind of did that. I really loved them when they first came out, and then they started to get more commercially viable, I guess you'd say, trying to be superstars, and I didn't like it as much. All right, the next one is Kashus Culpepper.
Ain't it just like me to wanna believe I don't see you, devil?
Kind of a, I feel a lot of bluesy kind of influence. A lot of his stuff is like a lighter kind of sound, a lot of it, but definitely rock. And I definitely appreciate it. Plus, the guy has a great voice, absolutely great voice. Some of the stuff I've heard from him sounds almost like, I don't know, if Bruce Springsteen were bluesier, right? As far as the music style goes, some of his stuff kind of falls in that category. You know what I mean? That kind of direction. And I like it. I dig it. I think, he's another artist to really check out. A bunch of stuff on YouTube here, really worth listening to, right? I wouldn't be recommending any of these bands if they weren't listening to. All of these artists are really, they're on my favorites list. I love Kashus Culpepper. I love his music. Absolutely love it. Think he's great. Whenever one of his videos shows up on my subscriptions, I always check it out. You know what I mean? He's one of those ones that I look forward to hearing what he does next. All right, next, number 5, Pacifica. Right, these ones, I do know where they're from. They're from Argentina. And, but they sing in English. Don't worry, you can understand them. Right, I know some people get weird about that. But I dig Pacifica. I dig the fuck out of them. I know they were actually recommended to me on my channel here. I've done a number of videos about The Warning. I love The Warning. And a lot of people commented on my videos I should check out Pacifica. Apparently, a lot of y'all that like The Warning also like Pacifica. They're really starting to come up, and I like them. I dig the hell out of their music. I dig their music videos too. A lot of their videos, they seem really good at coming up with creative ways to do low budget videos. A lot of them their music videos are rather low budget, filmed, kind of like just a couple of takes kind of thing. I forget which song it was for, this video where they were like, it was through an aquarium. Like when you go to some of those like Chinese restaurants, they got the big aquarium and you can see through it. And obviously you set up the camera on one side and they're on the other side, singing along to their song. I like that. I thought that was really cool. It's visually interesting. A lot of their stuff is. They did one where I think they're on a bus, like a public transportation, that kind of thing. They do some interesting stuff. Visually, they're quite good at making stuff that's visually appealing. I really dig their videos. Their music, though, I love. I absolutely really dig it. It kind of has an 80s-ish kind of feel to it, which I like. I like the modern take on an 80s sound. A lot of bands are doing it, and it's cool, and they do it well. I wonder if a lot of these younger people know they're doing a take on 80s music, or are they kind of doing a take on the previous take on 80s music, I don't know, but it's got that sound. It's cool. Number 6, Sofia Isella. Now, Sofia Isella, first of all, just be prepared. She is very, 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 very feminist. which I'm cool with. That's fine with me. I dig the music. I dig the hell out of the music. The sentiment is very socially relevant, very charged. She's starting to really make a name for herself. I think at a couple of shows she opened for Taylor Swift, opened at a couple of T-Swizzy shows. So it shows you she's getting attention. I really like her stuff. It has a really, really dark, edgy sound to it, which I dig. I really like that kind of thing. Dark, edgy without being heavy. You know, it's heavy, but it's not heavy. Like, it's not heavy rock, heavy metal, but it's definitely an edgy sound, and I like it. There's a lot of angst in there. It's socially relevant, which is cool. Very, very punk rock of you, Sofia. I dig that. Yeah, it's good to be socially relevant. It's good to actually have something to say that matters at the moment, and she definitely does. A lot of bands are just, they're singing regular band stuff, you know, like we like to rock, party, rock on, you know, and that's cool. I dig that. This chick has something to say, and I like that. She's got something to say. She's saying it, and she's saying it well. Her music, her lyrics are very poetic, very well put together. I like the groove of it. I like the feel of it. I like her flow. I gotta say flow, because a lot of it is almost spoken word, and it has a flow, and I like that. Because if you're going to do that kind of music, you have to have a flow. All right, number 7, Velvet Rush. Definitely a very rocking band. They remind me a lot of like AC/DC and that kind of hard rock kind of vibe. Female singer, I don't know her name. Yeah, great voice though. Great voice. Her voice kind of reminds me of Ann Wilson from Heart. Kind of in that direction where she has that kind of tonal quality, which I always like. Ann Wilson is if you're a female rock singer, Ann Wilson is what you're aspiring to. That's the top. That's the fucking pinnacle, man. In my opinion. In a lot of people's opinions, actually. But I really like Velvet Rush. I really dig what they're doing. Their music videos seem to be simple, but it seems like there's a budget there. Like they have some budget behind it. They're well produced, that kind of thing. The music is well produced, well put together. It sounds really good. You know, when you find a lot of bands that are starting out or are a bit smaller, sometimes don't quite have that polished sound. This band does. They sound polished. It sounds well produced. Sounds like there's a bit of money behind it, or at least some know-how, without being a big deal. They don't seem to be a really well-known band at the moment. I think they could get there, though. They're one of these bands. They're one of the bands on my list that I really believe could get there. They could become one of the very well-known indie artists. I don't know if they're indie, but you know what I mean. There are some of those bands, they're indie, but they're well-known indie, right? The next band, Dury. Yeah, Dury. The dude's he doesn't look like a rock star. Right, the singer. He doesn't. He just looks like a dude. Just average dude. I believe it's his sister on guitar, and that's their last name, Dury. It's a good band. I think the lyrics are witty. The music is kind of poppy without being pop, which I like. It's still very much kind of along the lines of, I don't know, they kind of remind me of early Fall Out Boy. Like early Fall Out Boy, a bit. Fall Out Boy got more sophisticated later on. This is the unsophisticated version. And I like that. It's not sophisticated music. It very much has a sense of humor, which I like. So often people take themselves too seriously. These folks are not doing that. I like it. Their song, I Don't Know, I Just Work Here. I like that. Because you listen to it, it's humorous, it's funny, it's kind of poking fun, while at the same time what they're saying is something we've all felt. Everybody's felt that. And all their songs seem to be that. It's stuff that we all know what they're saying. It resonates. And they say it in a way that is understandable and makes light of it enough so you don't feel so bad about it, right? Yeah, I like it. I like the sense of humor while still being a solid rock band. It's not comedy. It's just they're not taking themselves that seriously. And I like that. I really do. All right, the next band, number 9, the Southern River Band.
There's no one's edge gonna get you through.
Yeah, this is just a straight up redneck rock and roll band. Just, I mean, the clip I just showed you, you could see it. These guys, they're good. This is solid, just rock and roll. And they do it right. They do it really well. What can I say, man? I'm a sucker for a really good, straight up rock and roll band. You get some good lyrics, you get a decent, some decent guitar licks in there. I'm a sucker for it. What can I say, man? Some people want something that's maybe a little more, and sometimes I do. Sometimes I want something that's closer to a composition. But yeah, sometimes I just want some dirty ass rock and roll. And that's what this is. Dirty ass rock and roll. And I love it. I love that kind of stuff. If people didn't love dirty ass rock and roll, Back in Black wouldn't be one of the most sold albums of all time. They've sold more copies of that than almost everything else ever. And that's dirty ass rock and roll. And these guys, dirty ass rock and roll. Nothing like a bunch of dirty white boys jamming. And that's what it is. All right, number 10, Speed of Light. All right, so Speed of Light, they're just a damn good band. Definitely alternative rock is where I'd put them in. They definitely have that feel, that sound, that vibe. I know genres have gotten weird these days. I'd say they're alternative rock. And they're awesome live. I saw them open for The Warning, and their set was, I mean, so on point. Oh my God, they were good. That was just, absolutely great set. They killed it. And there's definitely something to be said for a band that can really just kill it live. That's where I heard of them. I think I'd heard of them before, but what really sold me on them was seeing them live. And then, the next day, I'm looking up their stuff online because they were just so good. And, their music videos are music videos. They just seem like your standard alternative rock music videos. It's something to look at while you're listening to the song, in my opinion. They're not bad. The videos are fine. They're good. But it's nothing that I went, wow, that's amazing. Like Pacifica, where I'm like, wow, those are really good videos. Or Sludge Mother, which has some really interesting videos. Or Dury, very interesting, well done, low budget videos. No, Speed of Light, the videos didn't blow my mind. I know I'm talking about videos. It's YouTube. We're on YouTube here, so video is a thing. But musically, I love their music. They're just, yeah, they really got me. Really got me. And they, like I said, they blew my mind live. Absolutely blew my mind. I saw them live. I'm like, good Lord, this is a good live act. Excellent live act. Which I've found The Warning is very good at that, having really good opening acts. And this was one of them. So, yeah, that's my list of 10. My 10 bands that are bringing rock back, that are really doing it, that aren't as well known as maybe they should be. There we go. Finished my drink, and I finished my video. You guys should check out the bands on this list. Give them a look, give them a listen. And if you want a number 11, it would be me. All right, I got links to streaming below, and at the end of the video, there's a playlist that comes up. It says Talking Dogs. That's my new album, and it rocks. I think it rocks. I'm bringing rock back. I'm helping to bring rock back. I am also an independent artist. Listen to my music. At least give it a chance. At least give it a listen, right? If you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it any further. Give it a listen. You know what I mean? And not just like 2 seconds. Not just one song. I'm not trying to push it too hard. All my songs are different, right? It's not like if you heard one, you heard them all. I do different stuff. So anyway, yeah, thank you all for watching the video. If you're still watching, extra thank you. You are an awesome person, and I love you. And I love all you guys, all right? I love y'all. Peace out, baby. Bye-bye.